Hi there. Thanks for tuning in. This is Elvira's here, helping you connect the dots between mind and body. Have you ever been stuck? Or do you feel stuck right now and you're going like, what is happening? And how am I going to get out of this? It's just like, I've been beating my head against the wall now for a day, a week, a month, 6 months, and I'm still stuck. I just don't seem to be moving forward. I have a couple of suggestions to you because, this is something you can solve. First of all, step back, relax. There's nothing wrong with you. Just calm down. If you can meditate, that's a very good idea. Just meditate and ask for guidance from the universe. That always helps. And believe that you get the guidance from the universe. That's point number 2. So why are you stuck in what you're doing? Well, this is something that may strike you. You're stuck because you don't know who you are. And that's not your fault. Trust me. Nobody taught you to figure out who you are. You come onto this world and your parents help you along, your environment, your school, your friends, and you get your instructions and you feel sort of okay here, there you get talked out of that, and then you decide to do that or do that. And in the meantime, you're also pleasing perhaps your parents to keep them happy. And life goes on. And at a certain moment, you feel you're stuck. Because in that whole trajectory of learning, there was hardly anything, if nothing, to figure out who you are. Who are you? Who are you really? What makes you tick? So very important. So this is something that you got to go back to. You got to relax. You got to figure out, who am I? And who you are now, where you are stuck with, is your paradigm. And your paradigm, if you've never heard the word, it's a beautiful word describing a group of habits that you've done so many times over and over again that it's just like you don't even know that you're doing it, and it's stuck within your subconscious, and it's absolutely governing your life, because we actually live by habits. We learn something and then we create a habit, and a habit is doing something when the emotion is taken out of it, that it becomes a habit. So when you have a whole cluster of that is not really what you like to do, but you made it fit within you. You just sort of accepted it, and usually as a child you don't know any better, and you just accept it because you believe that your parents, who have been longer on this planet, and the teachers, that they all know it better, what's good for you, than you. Only to wake up at a certain moment, and it's usually the midlife crisis in your 40s, late 40s. Either your parents pass away, or the water is over your lips and you go like, I cannot do this any further. I'm stuck. I'm just so stuck. I don't want to do this anymore. I got to change my life. And a lot of people have a job that they leave to do something totally different. And that is all okay. But let's have a look at the paradigm. Let's have a look at the habits. You're so used to doing things in a certain way that it's more difficult to change that. You're raised in a way to think a certain way, and school just puts information on top of that. It's all information. You go to school and all you learn is information. What they don't teach you, unfortunately, is how to think for yourself, because you can think individually. You don't need all that information. You are a creative being. You are a creation that is capable of creating its own life. That's why you're here. You can create your own life, but you have to fill it in. You have to figure out, who am I? What is my thinking pattern? What do I like? What do I don't like? You come onto this planet a little bit like and it's not so much that anymore now, as a totally blank hard drive in your computer. Nowadays, there are always programs on it. 20, 30, 25 years ago, yeah, at least 25 years, 30 years ago, 30 years ago, when you purchased a computer, the hard drive was completely blank. You even had to you had to partition it and put it into section, and then you would upload the Windows or whatever program, and then other software. Nowadays, it comes with that. So when you're born, you're almost like a hard drive of a computer. You don't know anything. And it's filled in by your environment. But the question is, do they give you the right information? Insofar, is it the right information for you? It's the right information where they come from. They were probably raised in the same way and they just passing it on. But the question is this really the information for you? And that's where you've got to sit back and think, do I want to continue on this path or do I want to go somewhere else? And then all these voices, this voice in your head keeps throwing stuff at you. But you can't do that. You have a family and you need to do this because your parents have paid for the education, blah, 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 blah. By doing what you don't really like to do, you are eroding your health system. Eventually, you go from stuck, you're sliding down. You're just simply sliding down. You're not in harmony anymore with who you are supposed to be. You're in disharmony. That is dis-ease. And it goes down and down and down. Usually you get depression and then you get disintegration and then, unfortunately, I didn't invent this. You can check it out online. Don't take my word for anything. Do your own research. I'm just regurgitating to you what I have learned, and I'm giving you shortcuts. Many, many decades, I just make you a shortcut of that. So if you're stuck, go back and figure out, who are you? What are you thinking? The acronym, WAIT, what am I thinking? Observe your thinking. It's so very important. Observe what you're thinking. Does it ring true? Does it feel good for you? While you're observing yourself, look at your language. What language are you using? Are you praising yourself or are you downgrading yourself or sabotaging yourself? Oh, I'm such a klutz. Oh, I'm always late. I'm always stupid and I can never do that. Those are all parts of your paradigm and you can change them all by flipping them and really getting at it and staying at it. Because don't forget, you're not 5 years anymore when you're listening to me here. So you're having lived according to the same pattern for so long. You now have to flip it, and it's like you cannot stop a car that's going 100 miles like that and turn it around and have it go the other way. It doesn't happen like that. So you have to make changes and just be gentle with yourself. Observe your language. Write down what you catch yourself saying often and then look at it and say, like, is that really true? And if not, change it. And you can ask others to help you with that. What is it that I always say? But most likely, or, ask somebody, do you think I'm very negative on what I, talk about? Or so? You've got to form a picture of yourself. You can start it yourself by observing your thought patterns. I'm asking you to observe it, to come to neutral and then going up to a more positive level. If you only go up to neutral, that's already fantastic. Don't beat yourself up. Take time. It takes time. But you've got to change the paradigm. If you're stuck and if you're not having the success in life that you're looking for, change the paradigm. And only you can do it. Nobody else can do it. Do me a favor. Click the like button. Click the subscribe button. And an even bigger favor, leave me a comment. Ask me a question. I'm here to help you move forward. I appreciate you very much for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye.